What's up everybody, Nate here, and Apple just released its brand new high-yield savings account for all Apple Card members. If you own an Apple Card, you can essentially get a 4.25% annual savings rate on that card. The Apple Card savings rate of around 4.25% APY is pretty much higher than any bank or any other institution in the entire industry. In fact, it's so high that Apple might even take a loss on it. Now the question is, how exactly is Apple, one of the biggest businesses in the entire world, actually able to compete with these big banks and offer a higher annual savings rate? And the reason is because the new Apple Card and its savings rate is kind of a scam. Now, an annual savings rate is something that a bank or a financial institution is going to give back to its depositors as a way to incentivize them to hold more money in the bank. Typically, your average savings rate is going to be at around 0.01%, so they're going to give you pennies on the dollar for every hundred or thousands of dollars that you hold at their institution. This is actually a huge benefit to the consumer because you can hold your money in the bank and essentially make money just for keeping your money there. Now, obviously, 0.01% is extremely low. You're literally getting pennies back for every $100 that you hold there, but there are some things called high yield savings accounts that go up to sometimes 1, 2, and 3% for every penny that you put in the bank. High yield savings accounts are really beneficial because you're literally earning interest on all of your savings that you're holding in the bank, so your money is making money over time. And it looks like Apple's savings account is the best in the business. There's pretty much no annual savings that you're going to see from a bank or other institution that is higher than 4.25%. But there is a reason that Apple is doing this. In order to get this 4.25% annual savings rate on all of your Apple Card savings, well, you need to actually get an Apple Card, and an Apple Card is a credit card. Now, this Apple Card and its savings rate actually differs a little bit compared to a bank savings account, because normally you could take the money that you get from your job and automatically deposit that money into a bank account, but the Apple Card is not a bank account, it's a credit card. That means the only way that you can save from this credit card is if you spend on the credit card, and basically what Apple is going to do is give you back all of your cashback savings that you start to accumulate by using the card. That money will automatically be deposited into the Apple Card savings account and then can start to gain interest. Now, on Apple's behalf, this is a really smart move, but on the consumer's behalf, this is really bad. Apple is a really smart company. They are the forefront of innovation for a variety of different tech measures. And what you need to keep in mind here is they are a for-profit company. So if they just offered a savings account for people to deposit money in and gave them a 4.25% interest rate, well, the company would essentially go under. We have seen crazy APY or annual percentage yield interest rates from companies in the past. Like back in 2022, BlockFi, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchange companies ever, was basically giving all of its depositors and customers around a 4 to 10% annual percentage yield on all of their savings. So all you needed to do was deposit money and earn money on your BlockFi account, and the company was going to give you back around 10% of your earnings. That is huge, and it attracted a lot of people over to BlockFi because they could essentially just hold their money there and BlockFi would give them back all of this extra money too. They could then reinvest that money, or they could just take it out as earnings. But that was just not sustainable, as we saw the company actually file for bankruptcy late last year. But that functioned more like a bank, and that is exactly why banks don't give you that high of an annual percentage yield, because they can't afford to. They want to try to give you something, but they can't afford to give you that high of an interest rate on your savings. Apple can because it's a for-profit company, and while it might look like you're making a lot of money by using your Apple Card and keeping your savings there, you're actually going to lose more than you're going to earn. Keep in mind here that this Apple Card is a credit card, so everything that you spend on the card, well, it needs to be paid back to Apple, and the Apple Card average interest rate on that debt is around 15 to 26%. So yeah, Apple can afford to give you 4.25% on any cash back you earn, but you're going to be paying almost triple that in your debt payments. Not to mention this cash back that goes back into your Apple Card savings account, well, it is Apple money, meaning it is an incentive for you to keep money there and to spend more of it. And Apple knows this. It knows that the vast majority of Americans are going to abuse this Apple Card thinking that they're going to get a lot of money back in their annual percentage savings. The vast majority of Americans do not know how to use credit cards the right way, and what they end up doing is using credit cards as an extension of the rest of their income. So if they have a credit card limit of around $10,000, well, a lot of Americans, not saying all, but a good portion of them are going to stretch that credit card out to the absolute maximum. That means bigger payments to Apple. The average credit card balance in the United States is around $7,000. So Apple is banking on that many of its customers are going to use their Apple Card credit card a whole lot more, thinking that they're saving money because they're getting all of this money back in their savings. But in reality, they're actually losing a ton of money here in their debt payments. And that's making Apple richer and you a whole lot poorer. What this ultimately comes down to is you using credit cards the right way, because this big annual percentage increase from Apple for your savings could actually be a really good thing if you know how to use it properly. For one, you don't want to have a monthly balance on your credit card at all, because once that balance carries over into the next month, you're going to be charged an interest rate. And like I said, that can vary between 15 and 26% for the Apple Card. So you only want to use your credit card to buy things that you already had the money for and were going to buy anyway. That way you can pay off that credit card every single month, and now all of that cash back you're earning goes into an Apple savings account, and you are actually making a ton of money here, and you're not losing money and making Apple richer. That can seriously benefit you. So like I said, you need to know how to manage your money here, and you need to know how credit cards work before you start spending on your Apple Card. But be very careful, because even if you do use credit cards the right way and you start accumulating all of this cash in a Apple Card savings account, well, this can still be a detriment. In today's economy, well, inflation is well over 5%. So even if Apple is going to give you 4.25% on your savings, well, that is below inflation, which means your money is still losing value sitting there in an Apple savings account. That means the buying power of that money is going down. Now, I will admit that this savings rate is still way higher than pretty much any bank or institution is going to give you right now. So the amount that you're going to lose is a whole lot less. But the fact of the matter is you're still losing money here. So you don't want to keep that much money in your Apple savings account, or any high yield savings account for that matter. For all savings accounts, not just an Apple Card savings account, you want to keep just enough money in there to cover you during an emergency, or to cover you in case you want to buy something. That way you don't go into debt and you're not using a credit card as an extension of your income. You're using a credit card the right way and buying something that's going to give you money back later. And always remember, real estate agents, banks, financial institutions, Apple, well, these are for-profit companies and entities. It is not their job to financially educate you, which is why you have to do that yourself and know exactly what to do with your money. Apple is only going to do something for you if it benefits them first. So make sure to do your own due diligence here and do your research on the Apple Card or any credit card that you want to get, or any investment or bank that you want to do business with. These are important things that you have to know, because we're talking about your money here. And if you're losing more money than you're earning, well, that affects everything in your life, and we don't want that. But that is it for today's business and financial news breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to stay up to date with all the top business and financial news from around the country, our team puts together a free daily newsletter, and you can subscribe to it by clicking the link in this corner right here. And if you want to stay up to date with me and everything else happening in the business and financial world, I'm putting out updates 7 days a week over here on this channel, and I've actually got another one ready for you right here, so be sure to check that out before you go. That is it for me, everybody. Be kind out there, and I'll see you all in the next one.